have a look at an issue of Sega Saturn Magazine. It's issue 31 and it's May 1998. I've never done one of these before where you look at magazines, so hopefully it'll be alright, and hopefully the camera won't wobble too much. But anyway, yeah, I really wanted this issue really bad, and the reason why is because ages ago I bought the Panzer Dragoon Saga demo, and yeah, I played through a bit of it and realised that the game actually was as good as everyone said it was, and yeah, and I knew it was a cover disc demo that was released with a Sega Saturn magazine. So when I saw this, I really wanted it because this is the one that the disc came with, basically. So there you go. There's a disc on the magazine. So I just wanted it for completion, and I really wanted a Sega Saturn magazine anyway. So okay, let's have a look. Okay, so there you got all the people who made the magazine possible. I really like some of these as well, the adverts for buying games and stuff, because you get to see how much some of the stuff was. So here, don't know if you can see that, the PlayStation, £104.99. Then you got the N64, £19.99. I don't know, for 1998, I'm not sure whether that was, I don't know about the N64, but PlayStation is probably alright for 1998. Okay, this is a bit of news, and I've read most of these Sega Saturn magazines cover to cover, because they're just so damn good. I think this is basically, I read this one quite a while ago, probably should have read it through again. Basically, I think starting to have a look at what's going to come out for basically it was going to be a Dreamcast, and they're just looking at what's coming out for the Dreamcast. Obviously they didn't know it was called the Dreamcast then, but yeah, they're saying that basically what they've seen for the new system is matching Sega's Model 3, which is the arcade boards. Some more news. Tokyo Game Show. And even more news. Let's have a look at the HMV charts. Right at the top, steep slope sliders. That's above flipping Resident Evil and Marvel Superheroes, but mind you, it is a really good game. Read the charts. Panzer Dragoon 2. Sega Park charts. Marvel vs. Capcom. Needs. There's Kenji Eno from Warp, and a really nice looking Sega Saturn there. Okay, this is basically looking at the Panzer Dragoon and what's on the disc, because the demo disc is basically, it's the first quarter of the game, the whole of the first quarter of the game, which in demo terms, because demo discs have been around for a long time, I don't think, as far as I'm aware, I mean it could have, but as far as I'm aware, I don't think anything similar has been done. Like, no one has released, as far as I'm aware, the first quarter of their game on a disc to be released with a magazine. So I mean, it was that special, I think. And there you've got Radiant Silvergun. I've never played it. I'm not really. I like shooters, scrolling shooters and stuff, but I'm not a massive fan. But this is meant to be a really, really good one. Fucking expensive though, man. I don't think I could justify because I'm not into shooters that much. I just couldn't justify the price of buying that game, because I know I wouldn't get into it that much. This is one thing I don't get with Sega Saturn Magazine. Even though this is really an advert for Halifax, I mean, it's got a Game Boy on it, but obviously it's not an advert for Nintendo or anything. But Sega Saturn Magazine, there's a lot of adverts for the PlayStation and Nintendo in there, and that's what I just cannot understand it. I really can't. I mean, you wouldn't see adverts for the PlayStation 3 and the official Xbox 360 magazine, and the same, you wouldn't find 360, adverts and stuff in Nintendo magazine, as far as I know. But I just find it really weird that in Sega Saturn magazine they have a lot of Nintendo and PlayStation adverts in there. I mean, this is an official Sega, magazine for the Sega Saturn. I just find that really curious to put those in there, especially when the Sega Saturn was lagging behind so much. Here we've got an import, Three Wonders. It looks a really interesting game as well. It looks really just mad game. Dragon Force 2, and it says, it's an import. Of course, we never got it over here, which sucks. Capcom Generation. It says to be announced. I know it never got released over here, so probably got released in Japan, so you can probably get it on import. Shining Force 3 Part 2. And if you look at these screenshots, the game looks absolutely fucking stunning. And it never got released over here. We got the first part, but obviously, as people know, it's a 3-part kind of trilogy. And we got the first part, and then, as people know the history, we never got the other 2 parts, which fucking sucks, really, doesn't it? Unless you can understand Japanese and pretty fluent in that, then, or unless someone does some kind of fan translation thing. It's an advertisement for Burning Rangers, or no, it isn't. It's an advertisement for Computer and Video Games magazine. Look at the price, £1.50. It's gone up a bit. This is, I think it's C. By the Bitmap Brothers. I think it's an RTS. Yeah, it looks pretty quirky, I think. I nearly got this a few times. I still need to get it. And of course, football, World League Soccer 98. Burning Rangers. Just going on about the game and the developers and stuff. Still need to get this game. And here we have a review of Burning Rangers. It's meant to be an awesome game. Really quirky though. But then it's this kind of quirky arcade style that I like from Sega. So what did I get? 90%. So in graphics it got 85, sound 87, playability 92, and lastability 95. Yeah, it's meant to, the levels are meant to change every time you play it or something. So that's pretty interesting. Whiz. Pretty boring game, I should think. Well, it's pretty generic. I don't think, from what I read of it, it doesn't seem like it's that good. It only got 61% anyway. Atari's Greatest Hits. I wouldn't mind getting my hands on this one. And it'd be awesome with the Sega Saturn's D-pad as well. It got 80%. Again, another game I need to get. The Host of the Dead. Although I really do need to get some other light guns for these Sega Saturn, because the official light gun, the blue one that you get, I don't know why, I just don't like it. It's not right. It's like you aim down the sights of the gun, and it doesn't fire where you expect it to when you aim down the sights, and I think that's a bit annoying. So, but I know there's a lot of other third-party ones you can get, which I want to get and try out. But yeah, I need to get a House of the Dead, and it does look good. I know the House of the Dead 2, was it, or something, on the Dreamcast, which I've got. I think it's House of the Dead 2, or the one on Dreamcast anyway, is really good. Got 82%. And here's a review of Z, and it's got 85%, so it's looking pretty decent, that one. I really like this as well. They do a lot of like walkthroughs and Saturn tips and everything. And there you got Last Bronx, NASCAR 98, which I still need to get. Winter Heat, which I've briefly played and is kind of good. A few tips on Exhumed, Croc, Enemy Zero, Tomb Raider, and something else. There ain't going to be much tips on Enemy Zero because that's just a hard game for me through. This is kind of like a walkthrough guide of what's on the demo disc, basically. Or is it the whole thing? I don't know. I haven't, saying I've read this cover to cover, I haven't exactly read this bit because it's on Panzer Dragoon Saga, and I don't want to spoil the story and everything for me because I haven't played it yet. So I skipped all this, but I'll just show you all the pictures in it. It's meant to be an absolutely outstanding game. And from what I've played so far of it, of the demo, when I checked the demo out, it was amazing. And this is part 3 of their Croc guide. I've actually got this game. It's funny, right? Because I bought this game, and when I stuck it in the machine, and of course, obviously the disc has got scratches on it because a lot of them do. There's no way you can get around that. But yeah, I had scratches on it, and I stuck it in the machine and was really looking forward to checking it out because it was another platformer for this Saturn, and Croc was missing his head, and all you had was the body, but you had no head, and I was just like, well, surely there's something wrong with this. Well, there is something wrong with this. I'm playing the game with Croc with just the body and no head. Then I thought that, okay, my copy's got to be really damaged for that to happen. So I thought, well, I ain't going to take it back. It just means I'm going to either have to get it resurfaced, or the disc resurfaced, or I'm just going to have to buy another copy. But then, because of this great magazine, I read that basically there's a major bug shipped with the game. And what you have to do is you have to boot your Saturn up first, stick the disc in, and then play the game. And then obviously you get the head of Croc back. But it was a major bug that was shipped with the game. I don't know whether they re-released, the game without the bug, but I know that you have to turn the machine on first and then stick the disc in, and it cures the bug. But just imagine if loads of those copies went out and you couldn't fix it whatsoever. It'd be gutted. Grandia walkthrough. Of course, this is one that never got released on. Well, it did get released in Japan, but it never got released in Europe, which fucking sucks again because it's another great RPG. I know they got it on the PlayStation, but for Saturn owners, they got royally screwed out of this one. But then, they've done this walkthrough because they said it's a really good game, and they said they're going to finish it even if it does their head in, and they've stuck with it. And it's just meant to be a really good game. And they've done this so that you can buy the game imported and still play through it. And as you can see there, it says it still seems as though a European release is unlikely. And of course it didn't get released anyway, so even if you can't understand Japanese, if you get all the Sega Saturn magazines that have got the the grander walkthrough, and I mean, you should be able to go through it, but then you won't be able to really enjoy the storyline. It's nice of them to do it though. This is another feature I really like in Sega Saturn Magazine. They do a coin op, and this one's a plasma sword. It's by Capcom on System 32. It's 3D beat 'em up, and it's 88% complete. So when they had a look at it, it wasn't even complete. And here we've got Street Fighter EX2, Psychic Force, Terror Burst, and Battle Twist. I think that's how you say it. What else? We've got Metal Slug 2. And Real Boat 2, The Newcomers. And I don't know what that's on about. And some more advertisements for some of the machines. So there you go, guys. Do you remember that guy? So there you go. That is the Sega Saturn Magazine, and that was issue 31. But yeah, it's a pretty long video just for looking at the magazine. But there you go, guys. I hope you've enjoyed that. And yeah, I'll do another video soon, so see you later.